welcome back to Been There, Watch That. We are the internet's best movie reviewers. Myself, Justin, and I'm here
Wow.
with Joe and Dave.
I am so impressed. I was not aware of this.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, hasn't been tested too much, but BeenThereWatchThat.com. Go back, check out all our previous reviews, and hit us up on social media for movie suggestions. What we should review.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, BT, WT Pod. We are on episode number 70, and this is the 2016 neo-western thriller Hell or High Water.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you guys ready for a rundown and casting call?
You betcha.
Oh,
I'm
all right.
going to start off. Justin redeemed himself a little.
Oh, no, we haven't got to that far in the show yet.
Go back to episode 62, Pig, if you want to know why my stock fell
Ah.
precipitously and
This
trying to climb
fell.
back up.
It's like, let's put...
Plummeted.
Yes, plane crash.
Yeah.
Like lower than Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I would agree with that. I would rather watch Howard the Duck than Pig.
See, Dave? Yeah, he's
Hey,
turning.
You know, tell me nothing. Oy.
So here's the rundown. Toby is a divorced father who's trying to make a better life for his son. His brother Tanner is an ex-convict with a short temper and a loose trigger finger.
Yep.
Together, they plan a series of heists against the bank that's about to foreclose on their family ranch. Standing in their way is Marcus, a Texas Ranger who's only weeks away from retirement. As the siblings plot their final robbery, they must also prepare for a showdown with a crafty lawman who's not ready to ride off into the sunset. So this movie stars Chris Pine as Toby Howard. He's known for the Star Trek movies and Wonder Woman. Ben Foster plays Tanner Howard. He's known for 3:10 to Yuma. Jeff Bridges plays Marcus Hamilton, and he's known for The Big Lebowski, Crazy Heart, and True Grit. Gail Birmingham plays Alberto Parker. He's known for the Twilight movies and Rango. Dale Dickey plays Elsie, and she's known for Iron Man 3 and My Name is Earl. And William Sturchy plays Mr. Clausen, and he's known for Breaking Bad and Crazy Heart. And that is your rundown.
Bam.
And the waitress, Katie Mixon, she's in Eastbound and Down. That's what I recognize her from.
What's that?
It's a show on HBO.
Oh, okay.
A washed-up baseball player played by
Let me see which one you're talking about. 'Cause it's...
the waitress that they went and took her.
Gave her a $200
okay.
tip, and
Yeah.
they took it away from her.
Yeah, because she's also in Mike and Molly and American Housewife. I seen that last night.
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm going to say,
I like that it's in a Western setting, but it's not an older movie. It's totally 21st century.
and I've been to
Yes.
Texas before. Texas is that. It stinks. It's flat. There's nothing there.
Yeah, it's
West Texas too.
it's a modern Western.
Yep.
Yeah. I like the title. I really like the Hell or High Water title.
And then it comes up in the movie that he's like, Jeff Bridges says it, I think.
Yeah,
Hell or no.
The bank
That-
guy
he
said
said
it. His
right.
lawyer friend.
Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah.
He's like, listen,
You
you
bet.
got to be there by Thursday. Come hell or high water.
Yep. I
I
was
was
like,
like,
ooh,
yeah.
that's the title. Did you ever, that Crazy Heart, either of you guys ever see that with Jeff Bridges? He's like a musician.
No, is that
what
any
it's
good?
called?
Yeah, Crazy Heart.
I haven't seen it.
Don't look at me. That's not going to be my pick.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, as far as I really like the energy. I liked Jeff Bridges' quips with Alberto.
Yes.
And I like how, he was older and he's giving him hell, and Alberto pouted about it a little bit, but, you could tell he just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And then, and I like the whole, I thought it was so clever when he's like, don't worry, when I get done with the engine side of these jokes, we'll start on your Mexican half. But it's going to be a while.
And I found it refreshing because this movie, when was it? 2016.
Yeah.
That it wasn't so watered down and politically correct and all that. It was just basically this old raggedy cop or Texas Ranger that he's looking towards retirement, that he doesn't fall in this political correctness
Yeah.
level, and he's just giving the new guy a hard time just because.
Yeah.
And it's a little lighthearted, and the young guys are like, basically just okay, old man, just.
Yeah.
And I find I found it refreshing because this movie, when was it? 2016.
Yeah. 2016. Yeah. Yeah. I like the whole, I thought it was so clever when he's like, don't worry, I got done with the engine side of these jokes, we'll start on your Mexican half. But it's going to be a while.
And it wasn't so watered down and politically correct and all that. It was just basically,
Yeah, he gives it back to him sometimes.
Yeah.
In funny ways too.
Yeah, you know.
So you're just gonna sit there and let dementia take over, or are we gonna? You want to look at this file, or like it gives him like hits him with the old man jabs here and there. And
Yeah, you could tell that he's kind of just tolerating the old man, but there's an underlying mutual respect between the two of them.
Yeah. So what a drama wrapped into an action movie.
Yes.
I mean, the underlying theme that, it's going to be a dad who's estranged from his family, and as his older brother pointed out, he hadn't seen his boys for a year, but he talks to him on the phone, maybe occasionally, and so he's obviously in a situation that's not good for his kids, and hadn't paid child support to his ex-wife, and just, whole fiasco.
he was.
But he's
on the rigs drilling, but sounds like work is kind of dried up for him.
Yeah. And
Hasn't-
so,
yeah.
and now
Down and out a bit.
oh yeah, and now he's going to make the ultimate sacrifice for his kids. He's going to make a run. This is his play, and by golly, does he ever play it?
Yeah, because he's trying to save his land that his mother had left, that she passed away, and just trying to because they're wanting to drill the oil on it.
Because the land, her ranch is being basically threatened to be foreclosed on and taken away by the bank because of a loan that they had given their mom, the
Yeah.
brother's mom.
Yeah.
And they was
They,
hoping
they need to get like 40-some thousand to pay it off.
Well,
the loan.
Yeah, and there
Yeah.
was like 43, but there was that underlying deal that the banks were scoundrels, and they cheated them, not cheated them, but deceived them.
Loaned them just enough to where they knew
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to pay it back, and they'd be able to take
Yeah, they
the
were.
land for $25,000.
yeah, take it for pennies on the dollar and then sell it to the oil company for
Yeah.
buku mucho dinero.
Yeah, because they found oil.
Yeah.
You mentioned, the interaction between Jeff Bridges and his partner, but then there's also the interaction between the brothers. You got the one brother who's the total definition of a loose cannon with a screw loose, who's been in jail for 10 years prior and maybe just recently got out. So you got these two casts of characters, the brothers and then the cops, but they never see each other till towards the end. You kind of flash back and forth between them interacting, so you get to know them through their pretty rough interactions with each other, giving each other a lot of guff. And
What'd you guys think of the ending? I'm going to jump straight to that.
Ooh.
Like, specifically, when they're
Which part?
standing on the porch, he's standing on the porch with his rifle, and
well,
Jeff Bridges is sitting in a chair with his hat on his foot.
I was gonna say that when Jeff Bridges goes there and kind of calls him out on, kind of takes the idea that he's doing anything for his family, takes it down a notch, because in the end, people ended up getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem so quite so of a good cause for him to do all this to save the land when that's the result. Even though he didn't intend it, he kept saying that no one was supposed to get killed. But
Yeah.
you go in the bank waving a gun around.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think Jeff Bridges took it personally because, he threw out there, well, Alberto had a family, too.
Yeah.
Right.
And I kind of thought at the end of the movie, this guy might throw some money towards Alberto's family in some manner. It might be kind of hidden in there somehow, but
I didn't expect that.
yeah, I just was kind of like, oh man, he's right. Alberto had a family, and
Yeah. Yeah, because and I love how that played out, because even right at the end, just when you think you know how it's going to end, there's that one last twist. You
And
think it's just him standing there,
Yeah.
and that's his land, and then we find out that it's not. Technically, it's not his land.
yeah, and I like that the little twist at the end where he's like, I'm just renting a house in town. We can finish this conversation.
Yeah. He's like,
Come by anytime.
Yeah.
put an end to this. He's
Yeah,
like,
daring him.
Maybe
Just,
I'll put an end to you. Maybe you'll put an end to me. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Little stare down. Yeah. Why
So-
don't you go for that
It-
gun, old timer? I'll blow you off this porch.
yeah, which one of us will win? So
So that classic Western like stare down with
Yeah.
the guns
Yes.
in a totally different way, sitting on a porch and talking.
Yeah. And it felt real. It didn't feel
Yeah.
overly dramatic. Like the old westerns where they're standing there in the middle of the street getting ready to quick draw.
Yeah.
It didn't give that eye roll. Oh, here we go again. This is like, ooh, this
But-
was
but
different. A different
updated
spin.
Western. Yeah, with
Yes.
they touched on a lot of the same things, like the shootout, but it's different because it's his crazy brother up on a ridge shooting people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They give you the shootout, they give you the stare down, but not in the over the top way. Kind of a saloon. They go into a steakhouse where the only thing you can order is steak.
What you can order.
What don't you want?
Yeah, what don't you want? I
That's-
loved her.
That was a very funny scene.
Yes, that had
And
to be one of the funniest, if not the funniest scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, and I like how Alberto and Jeff Bridges both were like, well, this place isn't gonna get robbed.
Yeah, what don't you want? You don't want green beans or you don't want corn?
Yeah. Gosh.
Been here for 40 years.
Yeah.
And no one's ever ordered anything but a steak except some guy, a New Yorker.
Yeah.
He
In
wanted fish.
1987, trying to get trout. We don't serve no trout.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And even down to the drink, like the only thing they served was iced tea. You either got iced tea or you got iced tea. There was no.
Yeah. Such good. I don't know. I was surprised by the underlying comedy
Mhm.
to the movie.
Yeah.
With such a serious tone, you know.
Right.
But it still had those little quips. Jeff Bridges giving Alberto a hard time, you know. So you had, and then the two brothers giving each other a hard time.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of reeled me in because I was like, all right, you got the dynamic here of the outside situations, you know, and even like the the bank manager, he's like, oh, I got you right in a snozzola.
Yeah. He bopped you right on the snozzola.
Yeah.
That wasn't very nice. Yeah, Jeff Bridges does a great job in this one.
Yes.
And I like the bank teller lady, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you boys are stupid.
yeah.
I'm the stupid one. You're the stupid one.
Yeah, Elsie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then I like
Call me
how.
stupid again.
Yeah, well, and then I like his comeback after that, like a couple minutes goes by. He's like, "You're stupid." So good little exchanges that kept the movie moving.
Yes.
And their whole scheme was, what, $20 bills and under?
Yeah.
Because they're not
They
traceable?
didn't want the ink packets, and they
Yeah,
keep the numbers on the hundreds and fifties.
Yeah, they wanted the loose money. They didn't want it that
Yeah.
was still wrapped because then they could slide a die pack in it.
Yeah,
And what they had, maybe like 5 banks during the course, and they had to get 4. So they were getting maybe 10 grand a bank or something like
Something
that.
like
yeah.
that.
They hit 3 of them right off the bat, including the one at the diner. That's why he was telling him, "You put us a day behind because we got to go bury the car." How smart was that to bury the car?
Yeah.
Just bury it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show us, they give that shot of a car down in this huge ditch that they use an excavator for, and they're pushing dirt on top of it.
Mhm.
And it's all stolen cars. They've got like 3 stolen cars. That
Yeah.
they do the job, and then they're wearing gloves the whole time, and then they put it in a hole and bury it.
Yeah.
That was kind of smart.
Yeah, I thought that. I saw it was like, I never gave that a thought, but that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that's how much attention to detail they paid. It's like, okay, yeah, we can't just like go on this rampage with all these vehicles with the same vehicle. We have to change it up.
Did you guys feel at any point that you wanted Chris Pine to just take a shower and clean up a
It
little?
was pretty greasy. Yeah.
Gosh, he looked rough.
Well, I didn't expect anything less. I mean,
I was just
they're
like-
supposed to be the slime balls, so it just kind of
They keep going to a casino though. I was like, get a room, take a shower. Come on.
you
Yeah,
got
that
the
was-
money.
That was how they would wash the money. Go.
Yeah.
He'd come in with a huge stack of cash, and he'd be like, "Sorry, I just sold my car. This is what he paid me with. I'm here to gamble."
Yeah,
Get all the chips, sit around for a while, and then cash out again. Then you have new bills.
yeah,
That's
which
their whole
is
scheme.
just brilliant. I mean, it's just a simple move that you wouldn't even think about.
Oh, yeah. People know about it though.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things like the attention to detail that these guys paid.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's where at the end Jeff Bridges tells him, he's like, this isn't your brother. He's too dumb for this.
Yeah.
This is a smart setup, and that's got your name written all over it.
Right. I can't prove it, but
Yeah.
I think he was underestimating the brother, though, the one that's supposed to be stupid, because he was the one that suggested have the bank set up the trust.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. Like he.
No, that was the lawyer. The lawyer said if you really
Oh,
want to get
okay.
him, have Midland set up the trust. That'd be the seal of the deal because you're in turn paying Midland with their own money, and
Yeah.
now you're going to have them protect the
Mhm.
trust for you.
right.
He was street smart though, and
Oh, yeah, he was
crime
very
wise,
savvy.
he had insight on, how to. He's like,
Well-
oh, the patterns are the same at all the banks. Like he knew
Yeah.
crime stuff, but yeah.
And he knew to go to the postal bank and not the Coleman. It's like bigger bank, more money. Let's knock this out.
And that ended up getting 2 people killed.
Yeah.
What do you think of the punk pulled up at the gas station where he's just sitting there with his head back and his sunglasses on? He's like, oh boy.
I'm surprised that they just didn't have like knockdown drag out there. I was waiting on it.
I like that. He beat up the driver who flashed a pistol,
Right.
and then he went around to the passenger side. He had it coming. He had it coming.
Yeah.
I was like, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
smart
it was,
call.
Yeah, and it was just so quick. It's like bang, head on the door.
Mhm.
Because I was expecting all of them to get out and just brawl out in the
Yeah.
parking lot, but no, it was like quick and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up until that point, Chris Pine's character, even during the robberies, you can tell he's like real tentative and
Mhm.
he's not like screaming at people and he's not hitting anybody over the bopping them on the nose or anything. He's
Well, and
reserved, but then he kind of comes out of his shell right there because
Yeah.
his brother's threatened and beats the.
he told his
breaks
brothers
up
like,
that
"Hey,
kid.
the next one, be nice to the teller." Yeah.
They,
I like how he set the old man's gun on the counter, and the old man's like, "All right, then." And he was like, "You trying to get us killed? You give him his gun back." I was like, "I'm not stealing from some old,
as
old
soon as
man."
he said it on the counter, I'm like, "What are you doing? That's too close to the guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped at that gas station, and the Yahoo brother, the criminal one's like,
Yeah.
"So you need anything?" He's like, "Mr. Pip, Winston Lights."
No, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Doc-
Dr. Pepper.
Okay, yeah, but then they start driving off. He's like, "This is Mr. Pibb. Only a-holes drink Mr.
Yeah.
Pibb." He's like, "Drink up."
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually, I found this last night that Dr. Pepper was actually invented in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
So most fans of the drink
Mhm.
consider Mr. Pibb a poor attempt at copying Dr. Pepper,
Mhm.
and usually refuse to drink Mr. Pibb because of it.
Well, and Chris Pine was only on set for 3 weeks because he was doing the Star Trek films.
Yeah.
So he had to cram a lot of stuff in 3 weeks.
And the final scene of the movie was Chris Pine's last day of filming and Jeff Bridges' first day.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the only scene the two of them shared together in the entire film was that last scene.
That's interesting. That's crazy
I
how
don't-
they can cut up the movie into.
That you don't
Yeah.
realize it.
Yeah, I don't know how they can do that. Like, I don't know how Jeff Bridges could come in, his first day and it be the very last scene because I kind of, in my mind, I would be like, I got to go through the sequence of the movie to get
Yes.
the right frame of mind to have that conversation.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking in
But I
my
mean,
mind
That's
is
impressive.
as disorganized as my brain is. Like I couldn't do that. I would
Yeah.
have to film it from start to finish, not
Yeah.
just let's do the ending scene. Okay, let's go back to scene 2. I couldn't do that.
But I mean, that's why Jeff Bridges is a legend.
This is true.
Oh man, how satisfying! Old man Jeff Bridges climbing up and using the sniper shot up on the roof.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool because he was totally covered in sweat, winded.
Yeah.
But he's like, "I got him, I got him." Sitting
Well-
there trying to like breathe, get his breathing under control with the rifle.
yeah. Well, and at that point it was revenge because Tanner took out Alberto.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that coming? I did not see that.
I did
coming.
not. I thought he was going to get Jeff Bridges.
See, I didn't even. I wasn't even
that was
expecting.
so
I didn't
quick.
even
He
think that.
just pow got him.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
And I was immediately it just made me so mad. I wanted to drop the entire movie in an entire popcorn bucket level just
Yep.
because you're like no, Alberto doesn't deserve
Yeah,
that.
Alberto's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's got a family.
Yeah, he mentioned like a big family. He's
Yeah.
probably got multiple kids and wife.
Yeah. It's like he does not deserve this. Why ruin such a good movie like that?
I mean, you don't want to make excuses, but they kind of hint at Chris Pine and Ben Foster, their characters. Their dad used to beat on him like crazy. That's what the one brother Tanner went to jail for, was shooting him,
No,
right?
that was considered a hunting accident. He went to jail for aggravated assault on somebody else.
It just kind of was what
But
started it.
they had that whole conversation. He's like, yeah, that scoundrel, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, that's why I shot him.
Yeah.
But it came out a hunting accident.
And he says, Chris Pine towards the end, he basically says, "I've been poor all my life. It's
Yeah.
been generation after generation, becomes a sickness."
Yeah.
So the desperation that, well, this is literally the only option we see is to, let's go rob these banks, let's not hurt anybody, and it's our way out. But unfortunately, when it's all said and done, there's multiple families affected because people get killed along the way.
Yeah.
They said 4 people. I was trying to think. There's 2 in the one bank.
Alberto and
then
Tanner. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, to think the situation he's in. Of course, he didn't want anybody hurt, but to protect his own kids, not protect them, I guess, but to give his kids an advantage and a way out, you got to do some collateral damage, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the moral of the story. And he's got to live with that. And I was kind of surprised that he was okay with that. And that's
Right.
why I kind of thought maybe in the end he would give money to like Alberto or something, because he said he's getting like $50,000 a month off the oil pumps.
Right.
You know, and when Jeff Bridges said, "Well, Alberto doesn't have any oil pumps on his property," you know,
Yeah.
for his family.
Yeah, they leave it open ended that maybe something like that. He could have a
Yeah. I mean,
come
I
to
agree
the
with
light
Joe.
moment later, but they don't resolve it. They just
Yeah.
he drives off and it's left at that. But maybe they're gonna talk again or something.
So I'm going to ask you guys. You know, a lot of movies I like to see the movie to completion. This one leaves an open end. Did you guys prefer it that way, or did you guys want to see?
No, I liked it. I felt like, you know, it was back to the old westerns where you'd have multiple stories,
Yeah.
you know, and multiple movies, like the old Gunsmoke shows and stuff, where there's always a little opener, you know, for the next one.
Right.
Yeah, I like that it was resolved in terms of okay, his family is taken care of now. They got their land back and they're set for life basically. $50,000 a month in oil checks coming their way, but
Yeah.
still there's some loose ends that are out there.
Yeah.
It leaves a little bit up to your imagination.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, because that was me. I kind of, as much as I love to see a story play out, it's like I kind of like how they just left this one open ended.
Yeah, it
Mysterious.
was
Yeah.
nice. Give you something to think about, a little retrospection.
Yeah, because Cena was watching. She goes, I wish they would. She thought that they was actually gonna have a shootout or see some kind of closure, and it's like, no, that wasn't what they was going for. And I said, I like it that way. She goes, no, I wanted to see how the rest of it played out. I was like, no, I said, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It is a little bit difficult. You're like, man, I kind of want to I do want to see a little bit more, but then
Yeah.
you have to just accept it.
But
That's how it's ended.
then you think, okay, if you do see it played out, would that be too much at that point? I mean, the way it ended, you got just enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's a super interesting factoid you threw out there that the Jeff Bridges' first day and Chris Pine's. I mean, that just kind of blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
They could strike up the chemistry they needed to, even though they never saw each other until that scene, and then that guy's off the set and leaves, and then they shoot all the other scenes in reverse almost. They put Jeff Bridges back and
Yeah.
move forward with the.
Well, it was kind of disjointed, though, because you didn't actually see them together until the
Right.
very end.
Yeah. If you think about it,
I mean, it flashed back and forth, but they didn't actually meet each other coming to the same scene till that last scene at the house.
which you don't pay any attention to
Yeah.
until you read it. It's like, oh wow, they didn't, because you just go along and you would think, okay, they must have had some kind of passing at some point that you didn't realize, and then you're going, nope, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah.
Comancheria is the film's original title in the region of New Mexico, West Texas, and nearby areas, occupied by the Comanches in the 1860s.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like that Comanche scene at the poker table?
I wasn't sure where that was going to go. I thought
I didn't either. I
thought
liked
he was
it,
gonna
though.
get clocked, but he didn't.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm Comanche too, then.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just left it at that.
Do you know what Comanche means?
Yeah.
Enemy. Of who, everyone?
Yeah.
So here's another interesting fact. This movie features 3 big name actors and tested well with the audiences. However, the film did not receive a wide release into theaters or major publicity.
Mm-hmm.
This was because advertisers didn't want to be associated with a film promoting retribution against financial institutions who feed off the working class.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Big chickens.
Yeah. It's like, this movie is amazing. Why?
Yeah.
Well, you see that throughout the movie. Even the locals, they're like, yeah, screw the banks. Like, there's a general
Yeah.
hostility in that area of Texas that they're like, yeah, they're just leeches. The way they...
So the cowboy that was running from the grass fire, that was the writer-director.
Really?
Yep. Taylor Sheridan.
Like, do you light this fire? It's like, why the... Would we do something like that?
Yeah. I'm sitting
No.
here running through fences trying to outrun the fire to the river, and you wonder why
It's the 21st century, and I'm riding around doing this. It's
Yeah.
like, no wonder my kids don't want to
Yeah.
take up the farm and do the same thing.
So, you see at the end, at the beginning of the credits, said this film is dedicated to David John McKenzie and Ursula Sybil McKenzie.
Yeah.
Those are the parents of director David McKenzie, and both his parents had died while he was making this film. And you can also see references to them by their initials, along with these years showing on certain license plates throughout the film.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
4 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Supporting Actor for Jeff Bridges.
Completely justifiable. 100%.
Yeah, I wonder. It doesn't say they won, so I wonder
Who beat
if,
them?
who won that year.
I was gonna say it had to be something good because I mean this was. I'm surprised that it didn't win anything.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting movie. I don't know. I like the old man, Buck Taylor. I thought he did a good job. You know when he's gonna shoot him
Yeah.
when they set his gun on the counter, the first bank robbery.
Yes.
He's like, all right. I thought he played that well. So a lot of good supporting roles, I guess, is my point. And I really like the waitress, the old grumpy one. Hold on, what's her name? Margaret Bowman, T-Bone
Yeah.
waitress. And I like Katie Mixon. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
that's going to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
That's going to keep. You're not taking my money.
Yeah. Katie
And he's
Mixon.
like, that's evidence. Only if it's a crime.
Yeah. Yeah. Katie Mixon. She's a phenomenal actress. She always does very well in those sassy roles of
Yeah.
just the man in what's hers.
Some other films that year up for Best Picture: Manchester by the Sea, Lion, La La Land, Hidden Figures, Hacksaw Ridge, Fences,
Hidden Figures is good.
Arrival, and Moonlight. Moonlight won.
Moonlight.
Yep.
Which one's that?
I think it's a Twilight movie.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You sure?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's different than that.
No. Yes, you're correct, sir.
It's a horror, a scary movie.
It's a drama indie film.
Interesting. Okay. By golly.
So you guys are saying I redeemed myself a little bit.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
rate this baby up.
All right.
I'm going with large. I liked it. I
That's
thought it was
fair.
good all the way around. I could
Yeah.
recommend it to just about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk me into overflowing large. Just because I thought it was solid across the board. I didn't notice a soundtrack being terribly important except for a couple of times. They had a country singer that,
Oh, Chris Stapleton right at the end.
okay, I was going to say, I did
Yes.
notice songs at the end, but prior to that, I didn't really notice the soundtrack that had a big impact.
Yeah.
Right.
And but otherwise, solid film, solid actors, good job across the board. I like the theme. I like the mini stories inside the stories.
It's a little bit of a thinker too.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. You had to be willing to get absorbed into the movie and play it out. You had Tanner, who, so like you said, Justin, street smart and savvy. You had Chris Pine, who's honest,
Yeah.
trying to do the right thing.
Doesn't want anyone to get hurt. And
Yeah, you got
had to live with it at the end. And
Jeff Bridges and Alberto, who's working together, and one's on his way out, one's on his way in. And I felt bad. Jeff Bridges' character's wife passed away, and he had nothing else to do but that. So, and they had that whole conversation, like, why don't you take up a hobby, man? It's like, I'm not fishing.
Yeah.
You do that for the first hour, then what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it every day. So just a man at the end of his prime, and he wanted to go down the blaze of glory. So that made me think at the end of the movie, after he said that he was going to show up at Chris Pine's doorstep. Go shoot it out. 'Cause
Yep.
he'd rather die in a shootout
Yeah,
than he
it's-
would. And that's why, when you said, Joe, you didn't see it coming with Alberto getting shot, I thought that's why Jeff Bridges was going to get shot. He was going to die in that gun battle like he so desperately wanted.
Right.
But anyway, so I'm going with large for now. You could possibly talk me up a notch.
All
I
right.
think I'm right there with you. Definitely a solid large for me. And yeah, maybe it doesn't quite blow me away to where I'd say overflowing, but like you said, it's getting there. It's somewhere in between overflowing large and large for me because it's very solid all around, and definitely it totally embodies the neo-western, like a totally modern
Yeah.
western without looking like a western. It's just set in West Texas and has some hints and bars from some of the themes of westerns. Like I said, the shootout was pretty cool. I really liked that you have a shootout, but it's not just a bunch of people at a saloon with pistols shooting out. It's like different. It's out on a ridge. You've got modern SWAT team coming in. It's
How'd you like it when he dealt with the locals? He stops, tracks, says, all right, pulls over,
Oh, yeah,
gets
that
out
was-
his rifle and
that
just
was
starts
pretty-
unloading on them.
that was pretty cool too. Yeah. And yeah, and some stuff to think about at the end with the ramifications of these actions that you're trying to help your family, trying to pull them out of poverty basically, but yeah, you got to live with the with what resulted from that with these bank robberies. Jeff Bridges knocked it out of the park. I thought the brothers were both solid,
Yeah.
and Alberto played his role to a T. So, yep.
And the waitresses, the supporting actresses,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, man, they
Oh,
did a fantastic
Even
job.
just like bank tellers and like the
Mhm.
old guy in the bank.
Yeah.
He played like the Western guy. Like, what the heck? Of course I got a gun on.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I like.
check it
Everybody's
out.
got a gun.
Yeah, he has a gun with him in a bank.
Mm-hmm.
And
but it's Texas.
the locals too. They're like, we'll find him. We're gonna string him up. That vigilante type thing that
Mm-hmm.
people taking it in their own hands. That we're gonna get those bank robbers, and just the interesting modern themes of like these big banks and how they could potentially screw people over with predatory loans and all that stuff. It's all mixed into a modern western that I'm here for.
Joseph?
All right, so there was one scene that almost caused me to drop it down a level
Yeah.
on believability, and it wasn't Alberto getting shot.
Mm-hmm. Tell me
When-
more.
The last bank robbery, when the town was shooting them all up, I thought, so help me, if they get out of there with either of them getting shot, I'm done, because there's no possible way that many bullets flew and not one of them took it. And then when they showed that one took it inside, I was like, okay, I'm back in.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
like,
that was a lot of gunfire.
Yeah, there's no possible way that much lead was slung without somebody catching one.
Yeah.
You
So-
can kind of see when he's jumping into the back. There's like a quick little like flash of red. You can tell like some blood flew or something.
Yeah, just a quick little, but you
Yeah.
got to be looking for it.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember where I caught it at, but I finally saw that little spot. I was like, okay, then let's see if they actually address this or not.
Mhm.
Oh, that reminds me. Then you have the tension of him driving up on a police roadblock.
Yeah.
With a hole in his side. He's
Yeah,
holding his arm, kind of holding it, and that tension of they're checking his ID. And they're like, "Sir, go on through."
Yeah.
but I love how he pulls up and they just go ahead and pull the
road-
stop strips.
yeah.
yeah.
I did notice that. I was like, by golly, just stop stripping everybody. But I
Yeah.
mean, what else do they have to do? They're out in the middle of nowhere.
Right,
How many cars are going to come by?
right. And do you blame them?
Putting the spikes down
Right.
in case you tried anything funny.
So
So I was looking, one of the things I was curious about, you know, Tanner goes off to draw him away.
yeah,
You know, he gets through the roadblock. I was like, there's so much just open space. Why didn't those not go ahead and just drive out in the field and park for a couple of days?
yeah. Just wait it out.
Yeah, and wait it out. But anyway, all right, go ahead, Joe.
So on this, I've got to say I'm in the same boat as Dave. I was teetering. I for some reason I just didn't think it was a malt bucket territory, but I was floating in the overflowing large range. So to stay in line with you gentlemen, I'm going to stay solid large on this
Nice. All right, well, I'll keep mine at large as well.
Yep.
one. That way it's a certified large.
Yeah. And Justin, good pick.
Very
I wasn't
good
sure
pick,
in the
sir.
beginning. I was like, what is he pulling out now?
Yeah.
But yeah, good pick. All right.
Yeah,
Certified large, I
enjoyed
agree.
this one. I'm glad I picked it.
It was a good watch.
Yep.
All right, what do you guys feel about next? What are you thinking?
Mm,
Well, I was going to say Justin hit it so high that Dave, you're going to have a
Oh, no worries, boys. I got a list. So you feel like it's definitely going to be an older movie. So I'll give
Okay.
you a pick. Could be teen drama.
uh-huh.
Could be history type drama.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Or,
A sucker for history.
yeah. Or it can be action drama. Or I'll just throw this one out there too. Could be comedy, romance.
I'm good either way.
What are you feeling?
The history
give me a direction.
drama intrigues me.
Okay.
Comedy intrigues me. It's all.
You're intrigued, is what
The
you're saying.
teen one maybe doesn't totally.
It's a
Make what?
drama, but it's teen centered.
Hmm.
So think Rudy, but not Rudy.
Are you sure all these are available, or
No, I'm not.
we're gonna have to check?
I am not.
What do you think, Joe? Start with.
Let me start with the first one. Let me see where it's at. Tubi. The first one is on Tubi. So the
Okay.
history drama is on Tubi.
Okay.
And
Comedy.
what other one do you think you might be interested in?
Comedy? I don't know.
All right. 1987. Ooh.
Ooh.
And it is not free. So no
Well,
comedy
well,
for you.
now wait a minute. What is it on, like Stars or anything like that?
No. All right. 1983 teen movie, kinda. It's on Hulu, Roku, Amazon Prime. So that one's available. Stars. Huh. So teen drama with some sports. Life drama, like think Rudy, but earlier version. Or history type drama. What are you feeling, boys?
I'm not opposed to the teen one. What do you think, Joe?
Only if it's good.
I'm throwing it's on my list. Of course it's good, Joe. Come on, man. Gosh, we go through this every time. You know what?
The big chill, need I say more?
Only mop buckets and blood for Dave.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, let me check one more. Nope. Okay, yep. So there you go. Which one would you like?
Which one did you say, Justin?
The teen one intrigues me now. Maybe more so than the history one. That sounds.
Oh, that's a bad call, but okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise. Look it up. 1983. Tom Cruise, Leah Thompson, Craig Nelson, Chris Penn. Need I say more?
Okay, it is on Stars.
Stars.
Yep.
How am I
It's also Amazon Prime, right?
Well, no, you got to use Stars to get it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
All right.
so All the Right Moves, 1983. Bam.
And available for rental elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, you can rent an Apple TV. It's on Sling TV, Roku.
Well, because it's all
whatever.
tied into Stars.
Hulu, yeah,
Okay.
Stars. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 1983. Of course you guys will like it. Pre-cell phones. No explosions.
Mm-hmm.
All good stuff. Why not?
All right.
Okay.
Take us home, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so for more news and reviews, be sure to check out our website at beentherewatchthat.com. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at BTWT Pod for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Been There, Watch That. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
All right. Justin?
We've been there. Watch that.